in a first-class or green carriage on the Shinkansen Hayabusa, heading from Tokyo north to Hokkaido. Travelling at 320 kilometers per hour near Sendai. A winter landscape as the train moves further north towards Aomori. The limited express from Hokkaido to Sapporo. Train ride takes almost 4 hours. The clock tower in Sapporo and the famous TV tower. A view of Sapporo from the elevator in the TV tower. Still snow on the ground in Sapporo. A group of young girls wearing their traditional kimono. Still plenty of snow from the recent winter. On the chairlift to Mount Moira, a few kilometres behind Sapporo. A view of Sapporo from the summit of Mount Moira. Padlocks left by lovers on top of the mountain. On the way down on the chairlift. The limited express from Sapporo to Otaru and views along the way.
The next stop is Minami Otaru. The stop after this.
Plenty of snow in Otaru. The famous and spectacular Otaru Canal. Green car on the limited express from Sapporo to Hokkaido. 6 a.m. and -1 degrees as we set off on the 4-hour trip to Hokkaido station. Lots of snow still lying on the ground after winter. If you are visiting Japan in February, do not miss the Sapporo Snow Festival, which takes place about mid-February every year. Also consider a one-day train and bus trip to the north of Hokkaido Island to Shiretoko, where one can see the ice floes drifting down from Siberia, and you can walk on the floes with a thermal suit. The total trip for the day takes us from Sapporo down to Kumamoto at the very bottom of the Japan. It is a distance of more than 2,500 kilometers. We changed trains at Shinkansen Hakodate for the bullet train or Shinkansen, which goes to Tokyo. We then change trains to another Shinkansen, which takes us through to Kyoto, and we make a further change of trains onto another Shinkansen, which takes us through to Kumamoto, arriving about 9 p.m. in the evening. As can be seen, the scenery is spectacular, particularly during winter on the trip between Sapporo and Hakodate, and should not be missed. We travel along beside the ocean in some parts, go inland, and always in the background there are snow-covered mountains. Lots of small towns along the coastline of Uchiura Bay on our way to Hakodate. The limited express travels at about 120 kilometres per hour. A Shinkansen rail line is being constructed now, and the track between Sapporo and Hakodate should be open about 2030. Tokyo Station, a Shinkansen departing for Kyoto. A glimpse of snow-capped Mount Fuji on the way to Kyoto. Shinkansen, Kumamoto Station. Near JR Station Kumamoto. Kumamoto Castle. The castle was damaged by an earthquake about 2016 and repairs are still taking place. Mid-March and the cherry blossoms are already coming out. Various views of Kumamoto. On our way in the Shinkansen to Kagoshima. JR Station Kagoshima. Kagoshima street scenes. The city is very pretty with lots of flower gardens around the streets and very clean and orderly. Sakurajima Island is a short 15-minute ferry ride from Kagoshima. The volcano on the island is active at the moment. An extensive view of Kagoshima taken from the lookout on Sakurajima Island. Our Shinkansen at Kagoshima Station. JR Kochi Station. Street scenes in Kochi City. As we walked around Kochi, we came across this, which looks like a traditional dancing presentation. Various street scenes in the pretty and colourful streets of Kochi City. A newly married couple in one of the city gardens. Kochi Castle, a small castle located in the centre of the city. It is a difficult climb to the top of the castle, particularly as it has very steep and narrow staircases, but the view from the top of the castle is worth the climb. Shinkansen green car on our way to Kobe Station. Steakland Restaurant Kobe for our Kobe steak. The most tender steak I have ever had, and the cost of the meal including a glass of beer was 4,000 yen, which is really good value. The steak was 150 grams in size, and the cooking and presentation was first class.
Thank you.
Chinatown in Kobe. Kobe Station, Shinkan arriving at both platforms. Temple just outside of Kobe. Various street scenes around Nagoya. Another clean, well-ordered and pretty city with lots of different things to see if you want to have a 2 or 3 hour walk around the city. Cherry blossom flowering, although it's only mid-March. Spectacular Nagoya Castle, well worth a visit. Night scenes in Nagoya. Fish Street, home of seafood restaurants. A seafood restaurant in Nagoya with stoves on the table to cook your own meal. A large truck with bright video screens, a quite common sight in Nagoya and Tokyo. The Limited Express travelling from Nagoya to Takayama.
Takayama 行き、富山行きです。停車駅は岐阜、美濃太田、下呂。
On the outskirts of Nagoya. beautiful scenery en route to Takayama. The township of Gero, bus station at Takayama, heading to Shirakawa on the bus. Various scenes around Shirakawa town. The houses are hundreds of years old and are heritage listed. Travelling the limited express from Nagoya to Nagano. The train travels through a mountainous area after it leaves Nagoya and passes through many small towns and villages. Another train ride not to be missed if you are visiting Japan. The train travels up river valleys, crosses many bridges and passes through many tunnels on the way through. One of the many tunnels on the trip. The limited express on the return trip to Nagoya. The reason why Japanese trains are so safe to travel on and always on time. Watch as the lady driver continually points towards features which allows her to monitor the progress of the train and ensure that it is running on time at each section. The green car on the limited express is the front carriage, which allows passengers to have a great view of the countryside. Snow-capped mountains as the train moves closer to Nagano. The train moves down the mountain towards Nagano, lying in the valley below. the city of Nagano.
今一度お座席の周り、棚の上など
The train approaches Nagano Station.
ご乗車中は車内マナー
Niyamono Gate, Zenkoji Temple, Nagano. Scenes around the Zenkoji Temple. The temple is a 5-minute subway ride and 20-minute walk from Nagano Station. Zenkoji Temple Main Hall. The temple is a Buddhist temple and a very important one in the area. On the way to the Snow Monkey Park near Nagano. The area where the snow monkey visits from early morning until later in the afternoon. It is about a 50-minute bus ride from Nagano to the monkey park and a 20-minute walk from the bus stop into the park. There are several return bus rides available every day. Unfortunately, the winter snows had finished and there wasn't much snow around the park, so the monkeys did not bother going into the heated pool whilst we were there. There were lots of monkeys near the pool and wandering around the area, and they did not seem to be worried by the presence of humans near the pool. There is a nearby onsen where guests can stay overnight if they wish. Some of the onsen rooms have a heated pool outside, which the monkeys are quite often inside the pool, and the guests can join the monkeys in the pool if they wish. Best time to visit is from mid-December until end of February, when there was a lot of snow in the area and covering the ground. Our Shinkansen at Nagano Station bound for Omiya Station. Shinkansen at Omiya Station bound for Tokyo Station. Our Shinkansen arriving at Omiya Station and bound for Akita Station.
Your attention.
The resort Shirakami train ready for departure from Akita Station. This special sightseeing train runs along the Gono line between Akita and Aomori and takes about 5 hours to complete the trip. The train is beautifully fitted out, making extensive use of local timbers. During weekends and special days, food and entertainment are provided on board. There are several of these special excursion trains in Japan, which are called joyful trains and are operated by JR Japan. The Gono rail trip is regarded as one of the most scenic rail trips available in Japan. The train travels at a leisurely 70 kilometers per hour, and the train slows up when passing particularly scenic areas to give the passengers a good view. The train passes through many small coastal villages on its way towards Aomori Station. The train passes through many small towns, and sometimes on special days the local townspeople come on board and sell souvenirs and food to the passengers. On much of its journey, the train hugs the coastline, which is very rugged and scenic. As the train moves closer to Aomori, winter snow covers much of the landscape. If you are travelling around Japan on a JR pass, do not miss this wonderful trip on the Gono line. Our Shinkansen arriving at Aomori Station, bound for Uyeno Station in Tokyo. All rail travel in this video was covered by the Japan Rail Pass, which was for 2 weeks. Two of the latest model Shinkansens in Aomori Station. The green car is full on the return trip to Tokyo. Cherry blossom display in Ueno Station in Tokyo. Ueno Park on a rainy evening. It is the third week in March, and the cherry blossoms or sakura are already at full bloom. Ueno Park the following day, with thousands of Japanese people enjoying the sakura. The sakura will look like this for the next couple of weeks before the petals start to fall off the trees. Ueno Park is only located 5 minutes walk from Ueno Station. Ueno Park has some of the biggest number of sakura on display in Tokyo, and in fine weather the Japanese people like to have picnics under the trees. Catching the tram to Asakuyama Park. There are a large number of sakura in this park, and they are all in full bloom. Meguro Canal in Tokyo. This is regarded as one of the best displays of sakura in Tokyo. River tours of the canal to get a close-up view of the sakura are available. A magnificent display of sakura in the Shidonrigafuchi moat, located in Shibuya City in Tokyo. Many of these sakura trees are hundreds of years old. Last night, and a delicious meal at a Nizakawa restaurant. Haneda Airport and sayonara to Japan.